Hello yogis, and welcome to part 1 in my series for triathletes. We're focusing on the upper back and the shoulders, muscles that work really hard when you're swimming. So this is great for anyone that enjoys swimming. You might find it useful to have a block to hand. I'm going to start by sitting up on a block in Sukhasana, in cross-legged pose. Easy pose, if only it was always easy. So once you've got settled and situated, sit up tall through the centre channel, head over heart, heart over pelvis, shoulders down the back, hands resting gently on the knees, closing off the eyes and dropping into the breath. Just notice the breath coming in and going out through the nostrils, putting aside anything that's still on your to-do list. This is time for you. Open the eyes. Lower the right ear towards the right shoulder, walk the left fingertips out, and then if you would like, bring your right hand, place it gently just above your ear, and rather than pushing down on the head, think lengthening the ear away from the shoulder to intensify that lovely stretch through the upper trapezius, and breathing here. Inhale. And exhale and release. Bring your head back to neutral and let's go to the other side. So lower the left ear to the left shoulder, walk the right fingertips out, and then if you would like, bring the left hand just above the ear and pull gently, working the upper trapezius on this side. Close the eyes to really enjoy the stretch. Inhale, exhale, and release. Bring your head back to neutral. We're coming into eagle arms with cow legs. Bring the right heel against the right buttock and then stack the left knee on top of the right knee as best as you can. And you may find that the knees are quite far apart. That is fine. Bring your arms up in front. Bend the elbow and then cross the right arm underneath the left, binding once or twice. Lift the elbows up and drop the shoulders down the back. Lovely intense stretch for the muscles between the shoulder blades. There's your rhomboids there, the middle trapezius. And then the legs are in a lovely hip opening position. If the legs do not work for you, you can remain in cross-legged. Breathing deeply here and release. Give your arms, your shoulders a bit of a roll and then gently unravel the legs and then place the left heel towards the right buttock and then cross the right knee over the left knee or stay in cross-legged. Sitting up tall, arms out in front, and then bring the left arm underneath the right, bind once or twice. Raise the elbows up, lower the shoulder blades down the back. Breathing deeply here. And then release, roll the shoulders, unwind the legs, and it can be really nice to just lean back on your hands and then just drop the knees to one side and to the other, just to release the hips. Carefully come off of your prop if you're sitting on a block. We'll meet in tabletop. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, feet parallel. Navel up and in, doming through the shoulder blades. Pushing pressure through all the knuckles and the fingertips, so we're taking pressure out of the wrist. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, cow. Exhale into cat, curling from the tailbone. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Chin is the last thing to lower. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, doming up through the shoulder blades. Feel the shoulder blades separate. Exhale, back to tabletop. Move your hands slightly in front of your shoulders, curl your toes, navel up and in. Exhale into our first downward facing dog of the practice. Keep the knees generously bent, pedal the feet out. Enjoy this move, stretching out those hamstrings and the calves. Then find some stillness. Remember the pressure into all the fingertips and the knuckles, just as in tabletop, shoulders away from the ears, heels energetically aiming towards the mat, navel up and in, knitting the lower ribs in together, crown of the head reaching for the mat. Inhale, come forward to plank, lower the knees, exhale all the way down to belly. Inhale, cobra, exhale, bow. Navel up and in. Inhale, push back to all fours, curl the toes. Exhale, shine those seat bones up to the ceiling. Inhale, the right leg up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, come forward into a plank position. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the outer right elbow, coming forward into plank position. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee crosses to the left elbow, really working the core. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, the foot back down to down dog. Enjoy the stretch. Inhale, forward to plank. Lower the knees. Exhale all the way to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Shoulders down the back. Curl the toes, navel up and in. Exhale, back to down dog. Pedal it out. Find stillness. Repeat that sequence on the other side with the left leg. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee crosses over to the right elbow. Inhale, the leg back up. Exhale, back down to down dog. Oh, enjoy that moment. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. You can lower the knees if you want. Inhale, cobra. May rise a little higher now. Curl the toes, navel up and in. Exhale, hips up and back, down dog. Lower onto your knees and come down. Sit back on your heels, child's pose. Bring the hands round behind you so you're really relaxing the shoulders. We've worked quite hard there. Deep breaths here. Mindfully rise back up to tabletop. Just reset your alignment. Place the hands at the top of the mat, keeping the hips over the knees. Lower the forehead towards the mat. If it doesn't reach the mat, you can put a block underneath the forehead. Puppy pose. A lovely stretch again for the shoulders and the upper back. Keeping the ribs knitted in together, lower belly engaged to protect the lumbar spine. We're here for 10 breaths in total. The longer holds really get into the muscles, the fascia and the connective tissue. Place your hands, your palms together and then bring them up as if like a shark fin over the back of the head, and that brings the stretch into the triceps. Breathing deep. Lower the palms back onto the mat. Mindfully rise back up to tabletop. Reset your position, curl the toes. Exhale the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Pedal it out again if that feels good. And then find stillness. Inhale forward to plank. Lower the knees, exhale, 3 tricep dips, inhale up, exhale lower, inhale up, 1 more, exhale lower, inhale push up, and then exhale all the way to the belly. Inhale cobra, shoulders down the back, curl the toes, exhale back into downward facing dog. Notice if your down dog feels different than when you were first on the mat. Lower the knees, reset in tabletop. Inhale the right arm up and out to the side. Exhale, thread the needle, bring the right arm behind the left arm, resting on the right ear. You can keep your left hand flat on the mat or walk it out to the top of the mat to intensify the stretch. Breathing deep here. Again, another lovely stretch for the upper back. Lower belly engaged. Protect that lumbar spine. Sending the breath to where you're feeling the stretch the most. If your arm was outstretched, bring the left arm back in, push onto the palm to rise back up to tabletop. Inhale the left arm up, exhale, thread it through behind the right arm, and if you would like to, stretch the right arm up to the top of the mat. On every in-breath, really feel the shoulder blades coming apart. And with every exhale, feel them moving back together. In these long holds, try to keep the focus on the breath and on the sensations in the body. Ten breaths in total. If your right arm was outstretched, bring it back to the mat, palm firmly down, and rise back up to tabletop. Curl the toes, exhale up into downward facing dog. Enjoy the stretch through the spine. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale lower all the way down. Inhale cobra. Curl the toes. Exhale up and back into down dog, keeping that navel up and in the whole time. Breathe here. Lower down to the knees. Lower the hips down. Come onto the forearms. Forearms are parallel, elbows under the shoulders. Sphinx pose. Toes flat on the mat, tailbone aiming for the heels. Imagine the heart shining forward, opening through the chest. wrapping the shoulder blades together. Think chest forward rather than back up. If you feel a pinching in the lower back, move your arms forward. And if you're comfortable, see if you can straighten the arms, rise up into seal. If this is pinching, then lower back down to Sphinx. I love seal. Such a lovely stretch. Exhale, lower back down onto the forearms. Navel up and in, push back into tabletop. Sit back on the heels, big toes together, knees as wide as the mat, wide-legged child's pose. And breathe here, in and out through the nose. Rise back up to tabletop. Then swing the legs through to one side and come through to seated. I'm scooting a bit forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale all the way down to the mat. Slowly, slowly, slowly work that core. Bring the feet in towards the buttocks so your heels, you may just be able to brush your heels with your fingers. Feet parallel, lower spine imprinted on the mat. Exhale, lift up the tailbone, lower back, mid-back, bridge pose. You can snuggle the shoulder blades underneath, clasping your hands together to lift your hips higher. Really squeezing the glutes, knees energetically coming towards each other. Exhale, palms flat and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Windshield wiper the legs to one side and then the other, just to release the lower back. Cross the ankles and hold on to the outer edges of the feet, or hold on behind the thighs, whichever you prefer. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock up to seated. A restorative seated forward fold, a counter pose to our bridge. Legs out in front, feet flexed, long through the spine, and then exhale, walking the arms forward. Turn the palms up, allowing the spine and the head to round. We're not pulling ourselves, we're letting gravity do the work here. Paschimottanasana. So good for us. The knees can be bent if you need to. That's absolutely fine. Turn the palms over and using your arm strength, walk yourself back up rather than back strength. Bend the knees again, scoot forward, inhale and then exhale all the way back down onto the mat. Lengthen through the left leg, squeeze the right knee in. Bring the right knee across the body, right arm out to the side, grounding that right shoulder down on the mat so the knee may not come very far across at all. Send the breath into the lumbar spine, spinal twist. Gaze to the right fingers or straight up to the sky, whichever is most comfortable. Navel in, inhale the right knee back up, give it a last squeeze. Swap the legs, straighten the right leg, squeeze that left knee in. Take the left knee across the body, left arm out, grounding the left arm onto the mat. Deep belly breaths here. Inhale the left knee back up, squeeze it. Straighten both legs, legs as wide as the mat, arms out to the side, palms up. Shavasana, a well-deserved time of constructive rest for the body to integrate all that you have done. Allow the breathing to return to normal. Just notice the breath. Don't try to control it. Deepen the breath, begin to wake back up, move the fingers, the wrists, the toes, the ankles, stretch up overhead, roll onto one side, ease yourself back up into any seated position that's comfortable for you. Arms up overhead, gathering in all the wonderful energy, bringing it down to your heart centre, thanking yourself for taking this time to look after your body. Namaste. I hope you have enjoyed this class. Please leave me a comment, give it a thumbs up, and please do click the subscribe button below. Thank you very much for watching.